Come on, I think you're overreacting, but... Oh, Jesus, fuck! Riza, what are you doing? I forgot he did that! What are you even doing here? Do you work for our police now? No, it's just a hobby. I'm also a doctor. I'm a firefighter, and I'm also the neighborhood weirdo, and I live in your bushes. Let me try again. I don't... Okay, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna figure this out, okay? I don't care if it takes me all day or all night. I'm gonna figure this thing out without a walkthrough. Starting now! I am sorry, Remy. I am sorry. I won't ever do that again. I promise I won't do any of that again. I will redeem it by giving you a kiss on your snoot. Hello everybody, my name is Fury. Here with another episode of okay. Hello everybody, my name is Fury, and coming back at you with another episode of Angels with Scaly Wings. Now, I'm not gonna flap my gums any longer, we're just gonna get into it and frickin' do this. It's a Friday night, I'm in a very hot car, I'm not seeing any real people, I'm instead here playing computer games. So, all of that out the window, let's frickin' do this.
On a Friday night, yeah.
Nope, wait, the first thing I wanted to do was, as it was finished, Remy's date, as I finished Remy's date, I realized that I hadn't even checked his status, so let's see how we did. Holy crap, I impressed him on the first date. You can do that on the first date, right? I thought that takes like 2 dates. Anyways, yeah, we'll see. So no, let's not skip ahead. Anyways, this is going to be a long one, you guys, so be sure to stay hydrated while you're watching, alright? I don't want these videos to become too long, but still, your health is concerning to me as well, so be sure to get yourself hydrated, maybe even get yourself a snack, I don't know. But just take care of yourself, okay? Alright. Another day, another morning. I awoke from dreams filled with fire and smoke. The sun shining through the window gave me a comforting feeling of familiarity, despite the portal in the distance reminding me of my purpose here. I looked towards the horizon, my view undisturbed by the dividing walls. The light of the morning sun was painting the sky with golden hues, a view that almost became a rarity back home. It invoked a feeling of freedom and openness that was almost scary to me. While I got ready for the day, my thoughts strayed to the people I knew back home. I couldn't help but wonder how they were doing. But I had greater things to worry about at the moment, like Riza, murderers, and generators. How much danger was I in, really? Enter Sebastian. Oh, you're not Sebastian. Hey, Fury-chan. Hey, Chief, more bad news? Not quite, unless you still count Riza still missing as bad news. But that's kind of why I'm here. What is it? Just some good old-fashioned police work, and we're counting on your help again. Okay. Are you gonna... I actually want to see. Alright, let's just... Boom. Don't worry, we have something else. Okay, that's good. We obtained a list of places Riza visited in the last few days before he vanished. We'll check those out, maybe find a lead. And you might help us understand his motivations or give us some context to his actions. I can certainly try. I'm sure you'll do a great job. That is reassuring. Are you ready to go? Am I being paid? There's a couple of places we can check out. Let's see where we should go first. While Bryce focused on his list, I saw someone approach out of the corner of my eye. The closer look revealed that it was Sebastian. Waving his arm in an attempt to get our attention, he ran toward us, his face grave. There you are, Chief. I was looking for you. What are you doing here? Don't tell me there's another dead person. Sorry, Chief. There is. Damn. Guess this is gonna be one of those days. How could you be so chill about this? Yeah, looks that way. Someone else can take care of that today, though. We've got other plans. You need to sign off a few things at least. I know. We'll go to the crime scene, send a few forms, and then we're out. Oh. When we arrived at the scene, I saw the poor victim next to one of the houses. The obligatory street that was draped over him provided a modicum of discretion, but that did nothing to hide the crime that had occurred. Alright, even the story. It's an interesting one, that's for sure. The wounds match those of the last victim, so similar, if not identical, murder weapon is likely. The victim, maintenance person for this area, and the electricity is out. The power goes out, maintenance guy shows up and is killed before he can fix the problem. At least that's my theory. So the power for the whole block is still out. That is correct. We should get that fixed as soon as possible. You don't need civilians showing up around here complaining about sitting in the dark. Good point. Bryce's snout wrinkled in distaste as he glanced over Sebastian's shoulder. Damn, not again. What is it? What are you doing here, Maverick? A second victim, huh? This is an official investigation, so you better not cross that police line. Shunned by my own colleagues. This is ridiculous. You know how it is. Rules are rules, and without rules, murders like this one would be allowed to happen and go unpunished. Shh. Have your fun without me, then. Bye! What do you think you wanted here, Chief? That one's easy. Do his own investigation, just like he said he would. I shouldn't be surprised he showed up, but I guess we're lucky we arrived before he did. I agree. Better check out that power outage now. Of course. I think the door to the maintenance room is right over on there. You got your flashlight, Seb? Always, Chief. You should go first then. I don't have my stuff here. Besides, putting on that head mount is such a hassle. I remember. You complain about it every time it comes up. Just stay behind me, Fury-chan. Alright? Okay. God, I hate stairs. Especially those made for smaller dragons like you. Trust me, having the other way around isn't too great either. Nothing. Kinda reminds me when we found an underground base or whatever it was. Remember, Chief? How could I not? It wasn't that long ago. In the comic, Sebastian actually had a headlight from inside his hat. I'm pretty sure that's what he has now, but like whatever. It's not. I don't think it's mentioned here, so it just might be a thing that was in the comics. Underground base. Yeah, the portal wasn't the only piece of ancient technology we found. There was also this whole lab near it. It seemed to have some high-tech stuff in there. At least this place didn't have that many stairs. Wait, so you not only found the portal, but a whole facility along with it? Yes, we're not sure how much. Oh, shoot. Yes, but we're not sure how much the two are actually related. Okay. Why is there just a random piano here? Isn't this like a maintenance building? Spent all that time studying the portal and barely got anywhere with it. This stuff is just beyond what we know. Here we are. I'm getting a lot of liminal space vibes from this just entire environment. I apologize for that. So what exactly are we looking for? Whatever's causing the power outage. If we don't find the cause, we should at least be able to get the backup running. Looks like the generator's gone. Mystery solved. Sound of creaking metal penetrated the stillness of the room. Looked above toward the source of the noise as it grew louder, and the next instant I was pushed sideways and fell to the ground, just barely avoiding the giant light fixture that fell from the ceiling and shattered into countless pieces alongside me. Fury-chan, are you alright? The next thing I saw was a hooded figure standing above me, barely visible against the darkness that permeated the room. The figure crouched down next to me, its mask hovering right in front of my face. Nearly a whisper reached my ears as it spoke. Be careful, Fury-chan. Then the figure dashed toward the stairs. Where are you going? That's not me. Don't move. She's going up the stairs. I'm on it. Get him, Sebastian. Didn't see that chair coming. Well, can't see a damn thing in here. Here, Chief. I hate these stupid stairs. You're blocking the way. Just go around me. There's no room. You're as wide as the stairs are. Are you fat-shaming me, Sebastian? I can't help it. Are you calling me fat, Sebastian? Damn it. We'll never catch him now. He's going to go out in broad daylight? Is that his plan? Just running out there? By the time we found our way back up, the mysterious figure was nowhere to be found. We've got a long search ahead of us, and with a head start like that, there might be no end to it. We have to take our chances as long as we still can. Except that the chance is growing smaller and smaller whenever we wait for the team to arrive. What even happened down there? Right, Fury-chan, tell us everything in as much detail as you can. There wasn't much to it. I heard a noise, I looked up, and the light fixture came down. Then someone pushed me. You mean Riza? I guess so. What do you mean? Didn't you see him? I was hitting space and it wasn't doing anything. And then I realized I was hitting Alt. Whoever it was wearing a mask. Bloody Will can't be someone else. Let's not kid ourselves here. Wait a minute. When we were down there, didn't you refer to him as a she? Did I? I don't know. Maybe you just heard it wrong. She's going up the stairs.
She's going up the stairs.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a she. I definitely referred to it as a she. Maybe. Why would he wear that whole getup, though? Do you want to be recognized? That's a bad excuse when there are only 2 humans here. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Your earlier theory about what happened was pretty sound, Sebastian. Let's go with that. And the bit about the generator being stolen. So now the question is, who has a motive for stealing a generator? One of us, because we need those generators, right? Riza. Alright, who else would need to steal a generator when those who live here could either buy or even simply request one? Not to mention, Riza was the one who arranged the diplomatic trade for the generators in the first place. Can't deny the fact that your generators are pretty important to us, but was there any to murder? And also the human figure running away. I'm pretty sure you didn't. I'm pretty sure Sebastian and I were the only ones who did, but like, whatever. Maybe it was a dragon in disguise, or we sure we saw him running away. Maybe he would have stayed here. Why would he have stayed here if he stole it? Why would he remain here if he was the one who stole it? The generator was already gone when he got here, and the person in question wasn't carrying it either. Perhaps this is a case where the criminal has returned to the crime scene. For this kind of crime? I'd say no, but who knows? Maybe our rules just don't apply anymore. What do you mean? No offense, but ever since you 2 humans arrived, there have been a lot of strange things going on. This place used to be a quiet town. It's starting to sound like Maverick. Maybe this whole thing's just user understanding. You don't understand why you're in the first place, right? So you think it was Riza? Just understand it. You don't understand what maybe this whole thing is fish. Maybe this is all user understanding and someone just needs to talk to him. Let's put this into perspective. We found 2 corpses so far. Riza is the prime suspect. And you think all he needs is someone to talk to him? Sorry, but I'll be going with a no on that one. Oh, it's worth a shot. Maybe we should just focus on finding him and point fingers later. Agreed. The police team will be here any minute now. You don't have to get involved with the search, but this doesn't mean you can't help us. What do you want me to do? We still have a list of places we're going to check out, remember? We can't go now. The search takes priority. Of course, we'll still check out those places after we're done here. But if you go on your own, you can speed up the process. You can even find a lead for us. Who knows? You must be really understaffed if you rely on me. It has less to do with my staff and more with what I told you last time. You know him, and that gives you experience that could help us understand how he thinks. That's the kind of help you really need. In any case, here's the list. Considering your status, you shouldn't have any trouble into these places. But if anything happens, call me and I check on you later. Wait a minute, you mean I'm going all by myself? Bye, Sebastian. Why can't... Why can't Sebastian and I just be partners, buddies? I don't know. All of us are going to be busy with the search, and we really can't afford to spare someone right now. He'll be fine. Hey, whatever happened to Naomi? And I don't mean like the fan in Naomi. I mean like the one from the comics. What happened to her? Is she dead? I think she's dead, because she was part of the Force. And I'm not sure. I don't think they mentioned anything about her being dead or like, discharged or whatever. So anyways, what about her? What happened to her? Is she dead? I think she's dead. Aren't you worried it'll do something fishy? I mean, isn't that why Risa and I were assigned police escorts in the first place? My policy was mostly Maverick's fault. He's out of the picture. With my authority as chief, I say he can go alone. I already know where you're going. And besides, I trust you. If you were in cahoots with Risa, you would have run off with him when you had the chance. How cool would it be if you could have actually ran off with Risa and then, like, the entire story would have changed? That would be so cool. Somebody should make a mod for that. That'd be awesome. Good point. I see the team approaching. Guess we should get going. Alright, see you later then. Good luck. Alright, we got an investigation to do. It was a relief to leave the crime scene, considering all that just happened. When I reached into my pocket to take a look at the list, however, I found something unexpected. It was a small piece of paper with the word Tatsu written on it. How did it get there? My earlier encounter with the masked person was the one time today someone was close enough to smuggle something into my pocket. I figured if someone like Bryce tried to do something like that, I definitely would have noticed. As for Tatsu, the only thing related I could think of was Tatsu Park, which I had come across when I went to the police station the other day. Even if that park was the place the mysterious paper referred to, I didn't know if that was actually a good idea to visit. The last person may have saved me from the falling light fixture, but if it was Risa, it could mean following someone who was also the prime suspect of 2 murders. I also had to consider a list of places Risa had been to: local grocery store, the production facility we had visited, and the library, the 3 places closest to here. It certainly was going to be a busy day, but I knew I wouldn't have the time to visit all of them. Where should I go? Let's go to the production facility. Let's go visit Anna. Rosa was allegedly here at some point, so maybe I should ask Anna. Hello? Jesus Christ, you don't have to be so aggressive. Anybody here? Oh, you're not Anna. Can I help you? I was just looking for Anna. This is her lab, right? Why don't I ever get any recognition? This is my lab as much as it is hers. Either way, Anna's not here. Would that be all? Since you work here, maybe you can help me instead. Oh, of course. Your precious Anna isn't here, so you have to settle for me. I see how it is.
Calm down. Someone woke up with an attitude!
Sure. That's not what I meant. Of course. Let's just get this over with. You can start by telling me who you are. Here's the short version. My name is Damien. I work in this facility, and I'm fortunate enough to live in the nightmare of having to deal with Anna on a daily basis. Nice to meet you. What a great, friendly greeting. Funny story, like, last year I was playing this game, and, I was drinking water, and I was going through this path, and when Damien revealed himself, I just took a big drink of water, and it, like, went down the wrong pipe, and I nearly choked and died. So, yeah. Damien almost killed me, in some ways or another. You did this to me. Alright. Nice to meet you, too. And you are? You don't know who I am? Shh, of course I know who you are, but your assumption validated the point I was going to make. You see, the whole thing about you coming has been blown out of proportion. Like it's some huge event that everyone should be celebrating. Newsflash, not everyone cares. Once both of you are gone, life will return to normal, and we can all go back to what we actually should be doing. Okay, that's great. I imagine a lot of it has to do with those human myths you have. I can only reiterate, not everyone cares. And I'm assuming you're not one of those carers. You're also the first dragon I've seen here who actually wears some sort of clothing. And no, Remy doesn't count. What exactly do you want again? What kind of research are you doing? Wait, hold on. Don't I have an achievement with you? Interrogate Anna. Oh. I'm assuming I already... Okay. Okay, so I need to interrogate Anna, so how do I find her? Has Riza been here recently? Do you know anything about Riza's visit to this facility? I've seen him a few times. He would come to ask me about the progress of the generators. There was this one time when Anna told him that she had news, but when he came over, he just wanted to run some tests on him. Did he go through with it? No, he wanted some compensation, I suppose. I think she'd offer satisfied him, however, and that was that. How long have you known Anna? I don't know, So, I'm getting the impression here that they don't exactly like each other. And having read the comics, they don't really like each other either. So why don't they exactly like each other? I know the whole... I'm not gonna say anything... Because... You know, you should read the comics yourself. They're great. I'll put the website in the link in the description. But, in the comics, it seemed that they didn't exactly like each other very much either. So, that begs me to ask, and just so I'm clear, I've never actually gone through Anna's path. I've only been to the third date, and even then I don't even remember anything about it. So, why don't they like each other? It's just... I know this doesn't have to do with their little complications they had. Did they just get off on the wrong foot or something? Maybe Anna will say something, but I have a theory. It's because Anna doesn't really like anybody. If you read the comics, you'll understand why I have that assumption. Alright, how long have you known Anna? Why do you care about that? Because I wanna learn everything in and out about this game. Maybe I want to find out what kind of person she is. You might have an idea. I'm gonna bone her in a subsequent playthrough. I'll put it this way. I've known her far too long. Okay. What kind of research are you doing? What kind of research are you doing? Right now? Guess who got tasked with running all those tests on your blood? You did? That's right. Well, she goes out and does whatever the heck she wants. And you keep an eye on the experiment. Any interesting results? How hard could that be, though? I don't know anything, so I don't know anything about that, so, like... But... How do you do that, anyways? Run a test on blood. I don't exactly know how that works. Not just yet. But soon we'll know more about your body than you do. Okay. That's all. Thanks for your help. Yeah. Bye, Damien. Damien? I got some more time left. Grocery store, library, park. Looks like we got a split decision again, so... You know what? No, I'm not gonna bother Kaz right now. Let's go to the grocery store. Bread. I entered the store, the sound of a bell alerting the staff to my arrival. Seeing the patrons' resident shelves, neatly stocked with wares of all kinds, evoked some feelings of nostalgia and normalcy in me. This must be the store Riza's been shopping at. That's not Riza. Who's he talking to? Hey, I think I've seen her before. I'm sorry, but this prescription is expired. And now I suddenly know her name. Vara. I can't fill this. You need to tell your parents to visit the doctor so he can write you a new one. She turned around, nearly running into me, when she suddenly bolted towards the door. Hello, Fury-chan. How can I help you? You know who I am? How could I not? Everyone knows something about you. Anyways, how can I help you? Who was that? You mean the girl? That's Vara. She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription. You remember Risa coming here? Of course I do. It's only been a few days since we were last here. That sounds a little unusual, but can you tell me what he bought? Like any sort of sharp instruments, like, I don't know, knives, I don't know. Baguettes to bonk dragons over the head with? I don't know. Are you talking about last time or every time he came here? Both, I suppose. He came here more than once? He's been visiting pretty regularly, now that I think about it. Interesting. I can look up his purchases if you like. That would be really helpful. Shouldn't be too hard. Just give me a second. Watch and carefully navigate the Richards buttons, soon followed by the sound of the attached printer. Here you go. Receipts for all his purchases. That was easy. Since the government takes care of all his purchases, they're filed separately. It was simple to pull them up. Okay, stop with the is that a CVS receipt? Because that took like 3 years. Looks like he bought mostly food and snacks, sometimes magazines. Why was he buying lemons every single time? We know the reason. Also, okay, can't say I didn't notice, but I figured it was just a human thing. Strange. In any case, that was more information than I expected. You have my thanks. You're welcome. Okay, and I can just browse for now. Let's do that. Let me know if you need anything. What am I even looking for? Go to the health aisle. Everything from food supplements to skincare and even birth control. Dragons have birth control, huh? Interesting. That's a nice little fact. All this just little casual tidbits of information would be useful for writing. I've actually never written anything in this fandom before. I'm surprised. Variance of product size is astonishing, especially when talking about the birth control. Usually it's like 1 pill a month, right? Wait, now that begs me to ask. I'm not even gonna ask those questions. That's not. I think one of these can fit my arm. Look at the meat. Meat, of course. Lots and lots of meat. Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, prepackaged, varied, ready to eat, meat snacks, burger, kebab, nuggets, whole hams, bacon, meatloaf, sauce. Okay, and that's not even all of it. Needless to say, they have that area covered. Look at the produce. Who thought that dragons are big on produce? I don't even recognize some of these. Look at the bread. I have a surprisingly big selection. Because when do dragons eat bread anyways? I guess at least I'm covered in case I want any melon bread. Hey you. Oh. Who are you? Are you talking to me? Where have I seen you before? I swear I've seen this character before. Yeah, what do you say? Melon or lemon bread? I mean, the only difference between the two is like 1 letter, so how am I supposed to choose? I mean, that's how it works. Why don't you just go with the one you think you'll like more? Alpina? That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Huh. Is that a cardboard box on her head? Is that like a... Is that a real character? Like a actual... Is that like a actual... someone's creation? Hold on. I'm gonna go see. Okay. She's only seen once in Zone's chapter. In chapter 2, during this encounter, she conveys a curious sense of humor. Okay. I swear I've seen them before. Like in some art, I feel like they were like someone else's creation or something. Like, what's the word? OC. That's what I'm thinking of. Are we still recording? Okay. Interesting. Excuse me. Enough browsing. I should go back to what I came for. Leave. I suppose that's all I can do here. Okay. I was just curious. The afternoon sun hung low in the sky, and I decided it was my time to report my findings to the police. Brief call to the department, and I was on my way to an appointment with Sebastian. No, no, don't want to skip ahead. That's boring. I'm not sure all my findings will help, but at least I have something. Look who we have here. Hi! I turned around to see Maverick. His intense gaze confirmed that there was no one else his words could have been directed at. Even with the civilians passing by in the background, I suddenly felt very alone. What do you want from me? Answers. Go ahead and start talking. Just tell me one thing. Why? What is your goal in all of this? Why even come here? That won't do. That's simply not true. You know it, and I know it. I just don't get why you can't be honest with me, even when you know no one else is listening. You know I can't touch you. If I did, it would all be over for me. At least, as long as I don't have any proof. In the end, what difference does that make if I knew? No one is going to believe me anyway. Do you wish to kill me too? Like Riza? If I would never do such a thing. Is that so? Tell me, why would an ambassador need such a dangerous tool in the first place? I know you claim not to have one of those things Riza injured me with, and you didn't have any when they searched you. But I guess it's just way too late for safety precautions at this point. You could have hidden one anywhere. That damn hurt, you know. But even worse than that was getting thrown aside by Bryce. I trust him, but after what happened, he doesn't trust me anymore. I was only you. Mythical, the special, the new. How much I wish I could make him see what I see. Could have saved the world with what I did that day, and it still wouldn't matter when no one believes me, just because I don't have any proof. But I won't stop until I find some. When I do, I'm gonna be a damn hero. And that, he was gone. On the way to the police station, Maverick's words kept finding their way back into my mind. I couldn't decide how I feel about them. I wasn't sure if it was worth mentioning to the police. So all I did was make vague accusations. It wasn't something substantial enough to be considered a threat. However, his actions were going more calculated, and he seemed to be very sure of himself. I wondered about what this could amount to. There wasn't the problem at hand. Hey, Fury-chan. Hey, Sebastian, I thought you two were the front desk. What are we doing in Bryce's office? He does have a nice office, doesn't he? And the chairs are comfy. Is that the only reason why we're here? Dragon gave a brief chuckle. Let's just say that any information pertaining to the case is enough important to warrant some privacy. I see. Bryce be here anytime soon? I don't think so. He's still outside looking for Riza. He's not the kind of person who gives up easily. Can we help? There's only so much we can do. I was out searching too until I came back to meet you. At this rate, it doesn't look like we'll find him today. Could be anywhere. Long gone, beyond our reach. What do you think? To be honest, I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing or what his plan is, really. You wonder what happened to our trade agreement now, considering Riza's still missing, the murderers, the stolen generator. If Riza really is the murderer, then... Don't do that. What? Worry. You don't know what's at stake here. People are dead, Fury-chan. Do you think I don't know that? Riza may be our prime suspect, but he's also a missing person. For all I know, he could be a victim. Maybe someone is making him do this. My point is, we don't know the facts yet. What we do need is to find him and find the murderer. We'll find Riza and go from there. We'll figure this out. Anyways, you said you had some information for us. So what did you find? The seeds you got us are interesting. There might be something more to them. Or they could just be another useless record of his eating habits. You never know what you might find about a person, their habits, or their plans this way. I'm not sure if there's anything special about Anna wanting Riza's blood. I mean, she's a scientist, so it's natural to be interested in something like that. Let's just talk to her about it, though. Maybe she has some more details for us. Well done, Fury-chan. Just give us some solid points from which we can continue our investigation. I did it! In any case, thanks for your help. We really do appreciate it. You're welcome. That should be all then. Since Bryce still hasn't come back, I assume the search is still going on, and I better get out there and help him. Guess it's going to be a long day. Can you find your way back to the apartment? Of course. Alright, I'll see you later. Good luck. Alright, we got some free time. What are we gonna do? Looks like there's some answers on looks like there's things on the answering machine. Oh, this is Remy speaking. I'm calling in regard to the dinner we talked about. We'll have an opening soon, and I'm wondering if you also had the time. Let me know if you're interested. Have a good day. That's my official invitation. Now the question is if I want to go or not. Hell yeah. Let's go. We're going on a date. Ooh, fancy. So it turns out you... No! Shut up! No! Thank you again for helping me out the other day. Without you, I would have been trapped sorting books for a few more hours. Putting over to dinner was the least I could do. No problem, really. It's no problem, really. Besides, I'm here to learn more about your kind. Spending some time in the library is only appropriate. Well, my gratitude is yours regardless. Why are you so cute? Oh, I love you so much. Anyways, is there anything in particular you would like to eat? Is this supposed to be a sex thing? Because if it is, I won't say it. I'm gonna say it. And go under the assumption it's not a dirty joke. If you know what I mean. Of course, I have a few steaks left. Oh, thank God. Okay. I don't know if I have to keep him at an impressed status in order to get his good ending. I'm gonna get his good and bad endings, so I don't know how to get both, so we're just gonna wing it. With those words, Remy walked into the kitchen, to the partially walled-off kitchen. There was no door, so I saw him open the fridge and take out 2 steaks before he set them on the counter. Soon after, he was already preparing the various ingredients with his somewhat clumsy paws. He was silent for a moment, then lifted his snout to look at me over from the partition. What is it? Oh, I was just thinking about something. I could help cook if you like. Don't worry about it. Alright. I want food. I'm actually really hungry right now. I looked around the apartment as Remy cooked, and I couldn't help but notice the almost mesmerizing tightness that permeated the space. Shelves were filled with books, scrolls, magazines, and other various trinkets. Suddenly, the repetitious noise of vegetables being cut ceased as Remy returned from the adjoining room. I'll be back in just a minute. I went down to the hall and vanished through the bathroom door. What should I do? Escape while I still can! First his bedroom with the pictures. Go to the bathroom! Examine the shelves. Look at his pictures. I picked up one of the framed photos to examine it more closely. It was a red dragon. Like I said, it was a female or of young adult or college age, though I wasn't sure, as it was still hard to tell without the obvious signs. Her crimson scaled head was adorned with frills that ran down the back of her neck. She was familiar to me. The second picture showed Remy in his typical attire, tie, glasses, and all. Okay. Look at the picture. The last of the 3 pictures was another red dragon, who, as far as I could tell, was a fairly young member of its species, reminding me of a younger version of Remy, although without its typical accessories. Oh, hi! Oh. I'm not doing anything weird, don't worry, I'm just looking at your stuff. The bathroom door opened and revealed the white dragon. As he approached, I felt my stomach grumble quietly. Barely heard the muffled sound, but when I saw Remy's ears perk, I realized he had more sensitive ears than I expected. Hungry already, I take it? With my shirt. I don't know why that would be appropriate at all, at any... No, I suppose so. Alright, your stomach has already answered that... Although your stomach has already answered that question for you. Bye, Remy. After entering the kitchen once more, I saw the dragon look over the kitchen partition again. His mouth opened a little, as though he was going to speak, but his brows scrunched with hesitation. Before I could say anything, he shook his head and continued to cook. What? Okay. Soon I heard the sizzling of frying meat as the delicious smell of steak wafted into the room. Fueled by its fragrant odor, I slowly lost myself to daydreams as I closed my eyes. Is something wrong? You are salivating. It's nothing, I was just thinking about something. Well, the food is ready. Enjoy. I looked down and saw that the plate was already in front of me, piled with steak and vegetables. Remy was already eating, so I took the knife he had provided and cut off a small corner of my steak. Then I pierced it with a fork, its 3 prongs penetrating the flesh unrelentingly. Slowly I raised it to my mouth, and my tongue glided over the bare substance briefly as it entered my lips. Poison! I took the first bite, a delicately crisp interior with a much softer and juicy inside. It melted on my tongue like butter as the taste spread to even the remotest corners of my mouth. It was almost perfect. So what are you thinking about, Amy's words snapped me back to reality. You said you were thinking about something. Do you live here by yourself? I was thinking about those murders. Why do you use a stove to cook? Nothing in particular. Do you live here by yourself? I do. Honestly, you're the first person to visit in a while. I spoke softly as his gaze wandered. Mention the pictures. Don't say anything. Okay, yeah, so eventually you're gonna be able to collect items, as you can see here, that I think will open up new things. I don't know what... I know this came from Anna's blood, but everything else, I'm not sure. Mention the pictures. Really? I saw those pictures on the coffee table. I thought you might have a family. Oh no, that's in the past. I don't know why those pictures are still there. I don't actually have children. The picture of the young dragon was the product of a silly little program that combined photos. They take two images of two people and create what the pair's offspring would supposedly look like. I've always wanted some children of my own, though. I see. How about you, Fuchan? Would you like to have children one day? I think I would. Just being able to teach them about the world and watch them grow up. Having a little family would be nice. I'd like that a lot. Why did you use the stove to cook? Why'd you use the stove to cook? I mean, can't you just use your fire? Does Remy even have fire? Does anyone here have fire, or is that just like... Well, for one, not all of us have that ability. Besides, we still appreciate the convenience that comes with appliances like this one. Not everyone wants to eat food cooked with someone else's breath. Fair enough. Being fire indoors is also a little unsafe. I see. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of fire alarms have been tripped that way. Hey, is there a dragon fire department? Or is that just like I don't know. Leave me alone! Anyways, how do you like the food? It's delicious. Thank you. I suppose you learn to cook well when you live on your own long enough. Soon both of our plates were picked clean. I guess I judged your proportion correctly. Unless you want more? I'm good, thanks. That was an interesting steak. What kind of meat was that? Those were archok steaks. Are you familiar with that animal? I may have heard of an archochsen before. They are rather large, bovine mammals characterized by their horns and body shapes. We get a range of products from them, from meat to milk to sub-products like butter and cheese, in addition to leather, felts, oils, and... Oh, Jesus Christ. Leather, felts, oils, and creams. We even use their horns and bones for a variety of things. So that sounds similar to an animal we have back at home. Speaking of unfamiliar creatures, why don't you tell me more about your species? Are you referring to me, or all of us? Our society is comprised of a number of different species, which should probably noticed by now. At least all of you. Let's start with the basics. I'm sure you are aware, but unlike the mammalian archoks, we are reptiles. Though this makes me wonder about you. Based on your fur, I guess that you are a mammal, but you're very different from other mammals we know. In the same vein, you don't share many characteristics with our reptiles back home. And by the way, we don't have fur, but hair. What's the difference? Fur has a set length, it will grow, whereas hair will keep growing, so we already cut it. That's so. Interesting. Is that, I mean, I don't think that's correct. I was wondering something. Are you wearing all these coverings to make up for a lack of hair? I suppose that's one reason why humans wear clothes. They also provide warmth, protection, and use it to differentiate us from one or another. Sometimes, uniforms are used as identification. Other times, clothes are just ornamental. What a person wears can tell us something about the person itself. It sounds complicated. We also have uniforms and wear some things for ornamental reasons, though our uses aren't as quite extensive. That brings up an interesting question. Are you endo or exothermic? We produce our own body heat. That is unusual. Where I come from, all reptiles are exothermic, unless you count birds as reptiles, I guess. But none of reptiles are sentient, correct? Maybe it has something to do with our different brain structures. Maybe. Now you've been into our world for a while. How do you like it here? I like the people. That's good to hear. Cultural differences can make things very difficult sometimes, even within the same species. I'm glad things are working out for you so far. Oh, I just remembered. I was able to save my game after all. Your interference was only a minor setback. I'd hear it. I was quite relieved when I found out. You know, if I hadn't worked out so well, I would have considered making you play again to that point up for me. I wouldn't mind. Is that so? Yeah, they're fun. I'd like to see what kind of games you have here. I would too. I'll keep that in mind. Perhaps I could show you sometime. You know, I'm glad you're here. Since you arrived in our world, we hadn't really had the chance to just sit down and talk. I agree. It's been a busy time for me, as you can imagine. Oh, of course. Thank you for taking the time to pay me a visit. I always have so many things to take care of that it's hard for me to find time to do something like this. It worked. At least it worked out this time. You have a point, though. I don't really know that much about you. I know your work. Most of our conversations so far have revolved around other things than you and me. Why don't you tell me more about yourself? I don't really like talking about myself. Why not? I guess I wouldn't know what to say. I'm not really that interesting. I don't believe you. But also the uncertainty of not knowing how another person will react to something I say. I don't want to embarrass myself. Hey, at least you told me that. That's something. I suppose. Anyways, how do you see my apartment? I was wondering what your home on the other side of the portal looks like. Something special. Yours is prettier, actually. Everything here looks nice in comparison to back home. Is that so? In some ways. I'm not really looking forward to returning, but it's not like I have a choice in the matter. I suppose you can always visit. You could always visit if you wanted to. That wouldn't be that easy, I'm afraid. It was a very extensive process involved for selecting who would go through the portal. I was only one of the many applicants. I'm still surprised that I ended up being chosen. At least you're here now. Indeed. So what have you been up to since the last time I saw you? I mean, since I went to the kitchen to cook the steaks? Yes, that's what I meant. Really? No. Oh, I believed you for a moment. Guess you got me there for your chance. I'm filled with the urge to give Remy a hug. I don't know. I get all giddy like this when I see my cat, or literally anything that I like. Oh well, enough with the talking. I totally forgot about dessert. What service? Then I have just the right thing for you. I'll be with you in just a moment. He nearly stacked our dishes before he took them into his forepaws and went back into the kitchen using the other 3 lamps. I couldn't help but think that looked pretty awkward. When he returned balancing a plate with a rather attractive cake slice in a similar manner, I realized he would have to make multiple trips to carrying everything to the table. Asking me if he needs help. Help him. As soon as I stood up and moved towards him, he made a strange face and spoke up. No. Sit back down, please. I can handle it. You're my guest, after all. I wanted to upset him. I sat back down and waited. Once he placed the first cake slice on the table, he went back to fetch the other. When he approached the table a second time, though, one of the tiny dessert forks started to slip off the plate. When he reacted with his free forepaw in an attempt to save it, but lost balance without its support and fell over. In an instant, the plate, fork, and cake slice flew through the air. Dish and silverware clattered as the pristine cake crumbled into a sad heap on the floor. Oh no. For a few moments, there was silence as Remy and I looked at the result of his blunder. I'm sorry, Fury-chan. You don't need to apologize. It's just not about you and your cake. This happens to me, no matter how hard I try. You have proper hands. So do some of the other species. How can someone like me even be a librarian? One day goes by with me drumming a scroll and unfurling it across the room. But the customers don't care, or paying me too much to not say anything. It's a common sight for them, after all. This is about Emira, isn't it? I guess it is. Let's see why someone like me got to be the librarian when there weren't others more qualified for the position, who were at least capable of not dropping the inventory on a daily basis. She makes fun of you for it. I knew it. I mean, why else would she have me do all these tasks all day long? Sorting books, carrying things from one place to another. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't work somewhere where my worth is only the entertainment I provide. Why don't you look for a new job? These positions have terms, similar to those of ministers. If I had my appointment prematurely, it wouldn't look great. How long do you have left? A while. Not really. It's not like I can prove anything. Her public and her private demeanor are 2 very different things, and it would be my word against hers. Well, I'm another person, and I saw somewhat it. I just wanted to have a nice evening with you, and now it ended up like this. I shouldn't have brought that up. Don't worry about it. I still think it was a nice evening. Maybe I should stop being such a sourpuss then. I can help you clean up. Thank you, Fury-chan. We cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes and left, and I left, not sure what to think. What an interesting date. Nothing going on today, I guess I can do whatever. Alright. I don't want to meet with any other people. Why can't can I meet with Sebastian again? What about any other people? I want to save everybody else for later, so I'm just gonna spend the day reading. And again, decided to spend the day reading in my apartment. I really wasn't in the mood for anything complex, so I settled the next entry. By the time I had finished the book, in which the scepter of sovereignty from preceding novel was first stolen, then reclaimed by the novel's titular hero, only to be stolen again in another cliffhanger ending ploy, setting the story's next entry, I wished I had spent the time doing something more productive. I figured I might still be able to go out and do something else. I looked at the time, gratefully had to realize that the day was already over and it was too late. That's fine. Grief. Okay. Nope. Okay. Stop right there. Okay. What do we do? How do we do? Ah, well. I'm gonna assume that it's probably not going to screw everything up. We'll see. Hopefully that doesn't screw up our ending. Well, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if I did that good a job at keeping it shorter. I'm not trying to rush, but I'm not trying to make you sit here for 2 hours like I did last episode. So anyways, I'm excited to keep going. Hopefully we get this good ending, but if we get the bad ending, that's fine too, because I'm going to complete everybody's endings. And don't worry, as I mentioned before, probably, I'm going to skip during a subsequent playthrough, so you won't have to sit through all that stuff. With that said, thank you so much for watching. As always, be safe around your Ekin. Bye-bye now.